Hey there, I'm Lisa Doyle of Sereno Real Estate, and I have a special guest. And so we've been doing, market updates regularly, kind of sharing with you guys what's going on with the market. So I have Carl Rizzuto here. He is a business coach, real estate expert, 45 years?
40.
40
Don't
years.
make me older than I am.
So 40 years in real estate. He coaches agents all over the world, companies, owned a business for years. And so Carl's an expert on real estate. So I wanted to get his opinion, just what you might say is forecast for next year.
Sure.
We don't have a crystal ball, of course, but in your expert opinion, where do you think things are going to go? And I know you're going to speak from more of a national, and then our area, we'll talk about that next week, but
Sure.
What would you say?
Well, the first thing I'd say is, to me, it appears as if interest rates are going to remain low. They may climb a little bit, but they're relatively low compared to where they were, and that's going to have a definite upward push on the real estate market. I believe that's going to be the case throughout the nation, including California.
Okay.
That's also going to cause inventory to remain limited, which certainly is good for many home sellers because it's going to keep the prices climbing.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see continued appreciation within the real estate market.
Yeah, I know a lot of us, we don't have a crystal ball, but I know we were talking earlier about maybe the appreciation might slow a bit. You think nationally it might not be as robust, but still on a positive trend? Is kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, what I believe will happen is we're going to continue to get appreciation. It's going to be at a lower pace, and then eventually, could be 2-3 years from now, the market may even out. I'm not saying it's going to go down,
right,
but it may even out for a year or two, and then it will most likely, if everything remains the same, continue a climb upward again at a normal pace.
Well, and what would you say, so I've even heard this from several clients in the last couple of weeks or so, is families that have been trying to buy and they've been pretty beat up by this heated market, right? It's been difficult.
Sure.
So they're thinking that the economists are believing that our market's going to fall. They're going to wait and fall. And I said to them, kind of what you shared, but no crystal ball for sure.
Right.
What would you say to someone who says that? I'm going to wait to buy until the market goes down. Like, what would your advice be?
Well, a few things. First off, sometimes buyers will say, well, I want to buy when the market bottoms out. But the problem with that is when the market bottoms out, when we know it bottoms out, it's already moving up,
right,
and it's too late. But in saying that, over the last 5 recessions that we've seen in the United States, over the last 5 recessions, real estate values only went down twice.
That's right.
One time they went down 1-2% and they quickly rebounded. They took a rebound, they went up again. The other was 15-16 years ago when the market went down pretty strongly. It was tough on the market. However, that was caused by other forces, such as the government, maybe 8 years before that, putting into play regulations where almost anyone could get a mortgage.
Yeah. It's like, breathe here, get a mortgage.
Right. Yeah, if you could breathe and chew gum at the same time, great. If you can't do both, just walk and you'll be fine. So because of that, mortgages were given to everyone when the recession hit. A lot of people lost their properties, and then from that, investors started losing properties. Things have been put in place since that time to keep that from happening.
Well, and don't you think too, Carl, what I've noticed this time, like you said, the financial crisis back in 2008, if you look at the total mortgages, people were using their houses as ATMs. And so today, I think the amount of mortgage across our country is like 1/4 of what it was back then. People have equity in their homes.
Yes, that's correct. There's 2 things. That's a big one.
Yeah.
And the other is the income to the mortgage amount the income has gone up compared to the amount of mortgage people are holding. So there's a lot more surety, and in addition to that, savings have gone up as well for people.
Yeah, so I think that, obviously we don't have a crystal ball, but that those points make such sense that people, if a buyer's sitting around thinking, I'm going to wait till the market falls, what you might find is in 6 months or a year, you might find, oh no, I'm wrong, and now you're looking at prices have continued to rise, and now you've been bumped out of the market.
Exactly. That's a very, very good point, because if you were to own a new home today, buy a home today, and the market was to fall, which I don't see happening, but if it was, as long as you decide not to sell that home, it's not going to matter because it's going to come up again most likely.
We always have our cycles, right? Exactly, yeah.
But what if you think it's going to fall and it doesn't, and it continues to go up? Then it's going to be more challenging and more difficult to acquire a new property.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and if prices go up, 2 things or 3 things happen. Number 1, your payment's higher. Number 2, you're going to need a larger down payment because the down payment is based on the sales price. And number 3, it's possible interest rates will be slightly higher.
Yeah, I agree with that, all that. So, but of course, if you have personal questions, let us know, and we'll walk through your personal circumstance. And thank you, Carl, so much for your expertise and input. Carl has been a business coach of mine for many, many years, since I have high regard for your your information. So,
and before we go, let me just say, if you're looking for an exceptional realtor, Lisa's the person to contact.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
We care for sure. Take care, guys. See you soon.